Home in Asana. This is a very underrated feature, and there's so much that you can do in the customization of Home that will help you kick off your days. So, Home is the first thing we see as we log into Asana and we jump into the tasks we have to do. This is the first tab we're going to be seeing, and from here we will go to different projects, tasks, etc. So we want to have it in a way that tell us at a glance what do we have on our plate. So you're going to click on Customize, and from here you're going to use these widgets that Asana has created. We're going to bring our private notepad, which is really good. You can take notes, and this is private. No one else will see this. This is private only to you, and it will help you to directly from those notes decide what you're going to convert as a task. So you're taking notes, and then from here you can directly start writing down and creating tasks to set up actions for that. Then we also have tasks that I have assigned. Probably you want to follow up with tasks that you have assigned to other team members. So let's bring it here next to projects. And it's going to tell you the same thing we see here in My Priorities, but in this case is for tasks that you have assigned to other team members. So we have coming, overdue, and completed tasks. This is what you see in My Task, just for you to know once you set up My Task. This information is the one that you see there, but it gives you at a glance what you have for basically today or the next couple of days. And then lastly, my goals. Once you start working with goals in Asana, you want to track with the goals that are assigned to you. So we want to bring goals so you can track with all your goals. All the goals for the company, open goals and close goals. So from here, you can start your day in a more organized way.
Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to cover very quickly how you're going to personalize your Asana profile. Very similar to how we have in our G Suite accounts and any other technology that we use in our work, we can also personalize our Asana profile. The importance of this is because people can see our faces. So whenever they're going to assign a task, they know, apart from our name, that they're assigning the task to the right person. We can also communicate different information depending on our role and the time that we're going to be available, etc. We can do so in our profile. So first thing you have to do is go to the top right corner where you will find, probably you will have only your initials. So you will click there and go to My Settings. And from here, you can update your name if you don't have it, like your full name. Probably if you are new to Asana, you will have your email. You're going to upload a photo, your pronouns if you wish to add them. Okay, so you can add them here as well. Your role in the team, in what team you belong to, you can add it if you wish. Then here in About Me, so in this case, this is just an user that we are having here for all the implementation in Asana, but you can add different information. So probably something like my work time is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. For any urgent matters, please contact me through GChat, any information that could be useful for your team members, because anything that you add there is visible for your team members whenever they check on your profile. Okay? So you can add that information here. After you upload your photo, you change your name, your pronouns if you wish to add them, and your role. Whenever you're going to be out of the office, even if it's just for one day or a week or a month, whatever time you're going to be out of the office, this is something you can set here in Asana. So let's say that I'm going to be out of the office on Monday. I will turn off out of the office, and I will say that on Monday I will be out of the office. In that way, whenever a team member is going to assign a task to me, they're going to see my face with like a yellow circle and very, very blur, so that they will know that I'm away, and it will tell them until when I am away. So this is something that every time that you're going to be out of the office, you can do so from my settings. Once you finish personalizing your profile, you're going to click on Save Changes. Something else that you can do from your profiles are your notifications, that this will be all notifications in Asana, in the app, and also for your email. So probably if you are new to Asana or you haven't never edited your notification, you might be receiving emails for everything that happens in Asana, right? So this part is individual. It will depend on what kind of notifications you want to receive in your inbox for your email, what kind of notifications you want to receive in your inbox for Asana, and you can also set when you don't want to see those notifications. So you can schedule a do not disturb me. Okay? So let's say that I do not want to be notified anywhere from 5 p.m. 17, okay, until 9 a.m. in the morning. So wherever anyone sends me in that schedule, I will see them in the next day at 9 a.m. And I can say that I do not want to be disturbed probably on weekends. Okay? Then let's talk on email notifications. So these are the emails that you will be receiving from Asana. And again, if you're new to Asana, probably you have turned on all of these notifications: activity updates, mentions only, daily summaries, and weekly reports. So, activity updates is for everything that happens in every task or project that you collaborate with. If someone completes a task, if someone adds a comment to the task, if someone completes the task, if someone does anything to the task or to the project, that is an activity in Asana. And if you haven't turned this off, you're probably receiving emails from that. And that can be distractive because you already have an inbox in Asana that we're going to cover in this video. So if you don't want to be disturbed, probably it would be best practice that you turn it off. The one that I do recommend to, and this will depend on your role, to have turned on is mentions only. Probably you do want to receive emails if someone tags you in the task or in a project update or in somewhere in Asana. Okay, so and again, it will depend on your role. Everything that you do here is for your profile. If I turn this off, this will apply only for me. So this will depend on how often you want to receive emails from Asana, because again, you have an actual inbox that you will have in Asana. Daily summaries is just a report that will send you any new tasks that were assigned to you in that day and upcoming due dates. And the weekly report will include status updates for your projects. Then we have browser notifications. If you use Asana from your browser, you may decide what kind of notifications to receive in a small corner of your browser. Then we have project notifications. Once you are onboarded in Asana and we share all the projects that you're going to be using and collaborating with your team, you're, you're going to start seeing more notifications in your inbox. So you can decide what kind of specific notifications to receive from your projects. So we have three types of notifications: status updates, messages, and tasks added. We're going to cover that in this video very quickly, but those are the three things, the three types of activities from the ones that you are going to be receiving notifications in your Asana, whether if it's in the browser or in the app in your computer. So once you are being added to projects, you can manage your individual projects. You can go there and decide what kind of notifications to receive from your projects. We highly recommend to always have status updates because you might be using this and you might be receiving important information and also messages. But probably not for tasks added because this will mean that every time there is a new task added to the project, that is another notification that you will receive. And probably that causes distraction from you. So you can decide to what specific projects you do want to receive notifications every time there is a new task and the ones that you don't want to receive notifications every time there is a task added to the project. So this is up to you what kind of notifications you want to receive individually. And again, we highly recommend at least have turned on mentions only because this means that someone needs your eyes on something, on a comment, on a task, on a deliverable they are providing. So we highly recommend you have at least mentions only activated. And for projects, we highly recommend keeping status updates and messages. Tasks added only for the ones that you find useful to know when it's a new task because this doesn't necessarily mean that it's a task assigned to you. It's only a task added to the project. Next, we have email forwarding. So Asana has a feature that whenever you receive an email, and probably that email is a task you have to do, an action you have to take care of, you can decide to forward that email to your Asana. So you can save this email address x@mail.asana.com as a contact in your contact list in your G Suite account. And then whenever you receive an email, this is a way to forward that email to your task. So this will forward the email to your Asana being a task assigned to yourself. In another video, we're going to cover how you can also create tasks from emails with the Gmail add-on, which is different because in that way you can specify to another person and to a specific project. So in this case, it's only when that email is specifically for you and it will mean a task assigned to you. And again, we highly recommend that you save it because it is useful in specific cases that you want to bring the conversation into Asana. Another thing that we can do while we are editing and personalizing our profile is go to the display. So by default, your display for Asana will be in English. The first day of the week is going to be on Mondays. And you're not going to have these advanced options activated. So you can decide to see the task row numbers. This part, it is useful because we can do both actions in projects. This is something we're going to cover in another video. So you can do both actions and you can select up to 50 tasks at the same time to do actions in the task. So sometimes we want to see how many tasks we are selecting. Enable compact mode. This is very similar to what we have in our G Suite accounts. You can compact and see more information in one view. And depending how are your system settings, you can decide to see the light view of Asana, dark view, or how you have it in your system. These are quickly some areas of my settings that we highly encourage you for you to go through them right after you finish watching this video.
Now we're going to teach you a very important topic in Asana, which is your profile settings. You're going to go to your avatar, which is here in the top right corner, and you're going to click My Settings. This will open up this window. Here, we're going to set up how we want to be seen in Asana. We're going to set up our own boundaries in Asana for notifications, emails, etc. So the first one, highly important, set up a profile photo. Okay, so it may happen that we have more than one person that has the same name, different last name, but we just want to from the photo know exactly who is. So set up a profile photo, then your full name. If you haven't changed this, probably it will say your email. Then your role or job title, however you want to name it, just add it there so that we know. Then in About Me, try to keep it simple. So in my case, I have a notification that says whenever you're going to assign tasks to me, what is the turnaround of replying that you can expect from me, etc. Okay. And now I am going to set up my notifications. This is kind of a way of setting your boundaries on when you don't want to be disturbed from Asana notifications. So you have to do this in a way that aligns on how you're going to be organizing your days. So the example I'm going to do is how I organize my day. So I work from Monday to Friday, except for Wednesday afternoon and Friday afternoon. And usually those 2 days I don't do client work, so I will not go and check my inbox in Asana. I will do it the next following day, which is when I'm going to do client work. So what I will do is set up first, do not notify me from 5 p.m. until 9 a.m. Okay. Next, I'm going to set do not disturb me on these 3 days. What this will mean is that whenever someone sends me, creates a task and assign it to me, or shares a project with me, or send me a comment in Asana, I am not going to be disturbed these 3 days and then within these hours. I will also set Friday. That means that I will not be seeing anything on my inbox until the next following day, meaning that if you send me something on Friday, I will probably check on that on Monday. Or if you send something to me on Wednesday, I will probably check on that on Thursday. Then email notifications. Even though I set up my boundaries in this way, I am flexible with a few things. So by default, you're going to find activity updates, mentions only, daily summaries, and weekly reports all check on. I will check off activity updates, daily summaries, and weekly reports. So I don't want to see this on my inbox because I already have reporting that gives me this information in Asana. So I don't want another email with something that we already set up in Asana. But I will keep mentions only. This means that especially for these 2 days, Wednesday and Friday, that I only work half day. And for some reason, Asana doesn't allow you to specify your do not notify me for a specific day. It's like for the entire week. It may happen that someone assigns a task to me or asks for something and they're tagging me. And when I read it, I may identify that there's certain urgency that they cannot wait for the next day to receive an answer from me, and it's something that I can take an action on very quickly or just decide to delegate it to someone. So I do want to be notified for that on my inbox, meaning in my email inbox. So I will keep check on mentions only. I am not disturbed in my browser, not even the app from my desktop or the browser. That causes a lot of distraction. I highly recommend if you have it, turn it off. And then project notifications. By default, you're going to find status updates, messages, and tasks added, check on. I will encourage you to check off tasks added, and I will tell you why. We may be added to projects and we may have another team member creating tasks, customizing the project, all of that. And as that's happened, we're going to be having our inbox flooded with messages that we don't want to see them at the moment. We want to be notified when we're assigned to a task, you will be notified when that happens. But you don't need to receive another notification in your inbox in Asana just because there's a new task added to the project. You can also set up your individual notifications for projects. In a few cases, I do want to be notified when there's a new task added, so I'm going to manage my individual projects. In certain projects, I do have turned on task added. Okay, so you can do that also individually for the projects. In this case, this is just a demo space, but you can set that up from your individual projects. So go through your settings, make sure that you set them correctly. Whenever you're working in the profile, once you do any changes, you have to click on Save Changes so that actually loads and apply. And then you can go back and work on your notifications.